In this episode, everyone, you are going to see why you cannot trust Amazon reviews. This is the #1 best-selling camping tent on Amazon, and it's the biggest piece of crap you've ever seen. Gosh, guys, I can't see anything at all. This camera could see better than I can. My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you all are doing well. This episode is going to be a lot of fun. Miserable for me maybe, but fun for everyone, I think. I hope. What I have here, everyone, is the cheapest tent that you could possibly buy on Amazon. This cost $20. And look at the size of this thing. They say that this is a 2-person tent that's big enough for a queen-size mattress. I don't know about that. We'll see. I don't know. Let's go ahead and let's set this up real quick. Already, it's getting late, and there's moisture falling from the sky. What we have here are some tent stakes, some fiberglass poles, and something that really concerns me. This apparently is the rain fly for this tent. It said rain fly included, and folks, you're looking at it. Look at the size of this thing, folks. There's no way that a queen-size mattress would fit inside of this. That is a rain fly? Okay, sure. Take a look at these steaks, everyone. These are like angel hair pasta. They're so thin. That's funny. This is my $20 tent. Now let's go over some information concerning it. I've made some notes here. So yes, this is the cheapest tent on Amazon at the time of filming. But let me tell you, this thing is insanely popular. Like, crazy popular. So this is the Wakeman Outdoors 2-person tent. It is the lowest cost tent that Amazon provides. There are like lower cost shelters, but they're not really tents, like Mylar, emergency shelters, that sort of stuff. This is the cheapest tent on Amazon. And check this out, everyone. It has been rated, at the time of filming, 13,577 times. 61% of those ratings are 5-star. 16% are 4. 10% are 3. 5% are 2. And 8% are 1. The majority of the reviews for this tent are glowing. The company says this is 77 inches long, 57 inches wide, and 42 inches tall. One thing I want to point out here is the company says this is 77 inches long. That's down at the lowest point. The walls bank rather sharply, so this tent is actually quite a bit smaller than that. This here is the door. As you can see, we have a storm flap that goes over the zipper. God, this thing is ugly, isn't it? What the heck? This thing is so small, folks. You can see light coming through the stitch holes. I don't believe it, but these seams are actually taped. That's the top of the tent there. Before I put my gear inside of this for the night, let's measure it on the inside and get a realistic dimension for this tent. So, realistically, this tent is 5 feet long. You have to consider where my head and feet are going to touch the walls, and at that point, this tent is 5 feet long. That's awesome. Not for me, but, you know, whatever. 3 feet 8 inches wide. Here we have the fly that goes over the top, and basically this is covering the vent at the top of the tent. I've never seen a fly this small before. That's different. Now everyone, I don't know if you all can tell, but roughly 30 minutes has passed since I filmed the last scene. And that's because as I was going to grab this backpack from the truck here, a hiker came in, and basically he's about 2 miles down the road, and he left his lights on all day, and his vehicle was dead. So I cruised down there, jumped him off, he's good to go. I'm back at the campsite. Let the adventure continue. Let's get this camp set up real quick here. We are losing light fast. It is so incredibly foggy, everyone. When I was leaving those guys, I may have backed right into a tree. Might have, I'm not admitting to it. Alright, I did. Luckily it hit the hitch and no damage was done, but I couldn't even see it. It's that foggy. I'm going to keep that waterproof bag in there just in case. Later on tonight when it begins raining, and if this tent leaks, I can pack everything into that and it will stay dry as I escape to the truck. The sleeping pad takes up the entire tent. That's great. It blows my mind. 13,500 reviews on this tent. Isn't that funny? Now, because this tent is so small, unfortunately, my head will be touching the back wall and my feet will be touching this wall here. That means this is going to get wet. That is going to be our shelter for the night until it's time to go to bed. I'm going to retire to the truck here. That is the visibility, everybody. Almost nothing. Haha! Cheers, my friends. Cheers. Coffee time. It's a little bit after 6 o'clock, and it's fairly chilly outside. Right now, the temperature is right at 38 degrees. The low tonight's around 36, and rain is coming in. By morning tomorrow, the brunt of the storm will be here, and supposedly it's going to rain all day long. Oh, yeah. God. That is extra nasty. Honestly, I thought that was going to be good. That is awful. We are the blue dot. So you can see the showers that just recently came through. You could see all of the moisture coming this way. So again, supposedly the brunt will be here tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Who knows? In the end, with this trip, what I wanted to do was to buy the cheapest tent possible to see how well it performs. So I went onto Amazon, I took a look at that thing, and I was absolutely blown away. $20, over 13,000 reviews. I mean, who knows how many people have purchased that tent. Now, naturally, I would say a good portion of those reviews are complete garbage. I mean, complete garbage. In fact, let's read some. You all tell me whether or not this is legit. Best tent I ever owned, and it stood up to 30-mile-an-hour winds and higher gusts. I did treat the seams with seam grip, but I do that with every tent. The only leak I had was water running down the zipper, and overnight could not have been more than 3 or 4 ounces. 3 or 4 ounces? That's an... Okay, whatever. But remember, the wind was blowing against the opening of the tent. Very happy with the tent. Update. Set it up on the beach with 45+ mile-an-hour winds and brutal rain, but looks good so far. I sprayed the tent with a water repellent, and I'm planning to seam seal on one I received since the storm coming up. I'm not sure what that means exactly. He bought another one? Okay. Very lightweight, fits easily in the backpack. For long hikes, this will do just as good, if not better, than a $700 tent. Is that legit? Comment down below. I love a good fake review, especially when they're talking about the durability of a cheap piece of crap like that. I almost broke it setting it up. This person says they can fit themselves and 2 kids inside of that tent. That's complete BS right there. I can barely fit inside of that. Tonight, my head's going to be touching one wall. My feet might actually be hanging out the door. Like, it's 5 feet long on the inside and like 3 feet wide. You really do have to be careful, especially on Amazon. So many of those reviews are complete BS. They're garbage. And that's something that you have to watch out for when it comes to reviews for products online. Even on YouTube, there's so many people just selling stuff, saying anything so you buy it. That's why we have this channel here. I've talked about this before, but companies can hire firms to leave positive feedback for their products. It's ridiculous. I've read hundreds of reviews for this tent, and I can tell you that most of the reviews are complete garbage. All of the 5-star reviews talk about how big this tent is, how you can fit so many people into it, how it's super waterproof, super strong, and all of that is nonsense. But anyways, we will see how well it performs. I can't wait. This is going to be a lot of fun. Now, I plan to do this as a sort of series. So if you have a good name for it, send me an email. I do appreciate it. I'm going to purchase the least expensive tent from like every company, right? So I'm going to start here with Amazon. Then I'm going to look at Walmart. Then I'm going to look at, Academy Sports and other places, so on and so forth. We are going to go out, we're going to purchase these tents, and we're going to test every single one of them out. And we're going to camp in them and see what happens. You can see just how foggy it is. Visibility can be measured by just simple feet. Everyone, that smells great. What we have here is chicken barbecue, and I'm going to put some white barbecue sauce on it. All right, everyone, dinner is ready. Barbecue, white barbecue sauce. Oh yeah. As far as my setup goes here, I'm going very simple. No chair, just chilling. I have numerous pads on the ground here, including a gorilla pad. They are awesome for the back of the truck or anywhere that you need just a little bit of cushion. So yeah, I'm just chilling, hanging out, having a good evening. As far as the time goes, it is almost 8 o'clock, 7:43. It's pretty funny. Another YouTuber and I, we were talking about camp meals and cooking and whatnot when we're out filming these adventures. And oftentimes, people will give us crap for what we eat. And this goes for just about every single channel. You have to remember that we're not eating like this every single day. When we go out to film a trip, we want to eat something good. That's what camping's all about. I mean, if you want to go out and eat green beans when you're going camping, knock yourself out. Take your green beans, your Brussels sprouts, all that good stuff, and have a ton of fun. When I go out camping, I want to eat a good meal such as this. That's what life is all about. You don't have to stick to a strict diet or anything like that. Live a little. Have fun. It's all about moderation. You never do anything to an extreme. You don't work out too much. You don't work out too little. You don't eat too much. You don't eat too little. Mm-hmm. With this episode and using cheap gear, it brings up a bigger conversation, one that I plan to film a dedicated video about, because I want to get some feedback from you all for the channel here. Typically at the beginning of the year, every single year, I plan out roughly what I'm going to review. I start looking at new products that are hitting the market, and I come up with an idea, a very rough idea of like backpacks, tents, sleeping bags, products that I'm going to review. And every single year I try to balance it out, where I have some expensive products and where I have some inexpensive products. I want to test out like top of the line stuff, but that's not what people want. That's not what people buy. There's a small amount of people who go out to spend that type of money. This year is different. There has been a major shift in the outdoor market where everything is so expensive. Even products that used to be very inexpensive are now super expensive. For an example, the Snug Pack Ionosphere. That used to be a very budget-friendly tent that you could pick up for like $120, $140. I know people who have purchased it for 80 bucks. The thing is this, the retail price of that tent right now is $300. On Amazon right now, it sells for 325 bucks. $325 for a small polyester tent that used to cost around 100 bucks. That makes absolutely no sense. And this isn't the only company who is doing stuff like this. It's across the board. Yes, inflation's playing a role, material limitations, that's playing a role, but at the same time, it goes beyond all that. There are very few companies out there who are producing budget-friendly camping products. And I consider this to be a major shift in the outdoor space. The thing is this, 99% of companies do not provide review samples for channels like myself that are agenda-free. If I'm willing to sign up to an affiliate program with them, sell those products, make some money, they'll do it. But if you want to be agenda-free, like myself, I'm going to take the product out, I'm going to test it out. If it fails, I'll show you how and why. If it's great, I'll say how and why. No company wants to take that gamble. They don't want to have their name tarnished. They don't want the product to be tarnished. So they're not going to share those tents. It's all about being truthful and honest with you all. If the product's good, I'll say so. If it's bad, I'll say so, and I'll also share with you all why that is. I don't just say a product sucks and then walk away without giving a reason. I always explain the reason. I show the reasoning. So check this out, folks. A few hours ago, I put up a poll on my channel. What do you feel is a realistic amount of money for your typical 3-season tent? What do you feel comfortable with spending? So we have numerous categories here. $0 to 100, 1 to 200, 200 to 300, and 400 plus. 42% of these entries want to spend between $100 and $200. 35% will do 200 to 3, 11% for 3 to 4, 8% for 4 and above, and 5% for 100 and lower. That says a lot, doesn't it? All right, everyone, I'm going to eat dinner. I will bring you all back when I'm done. I'm not going to punish you all and make you watch me eat. That is the worst part to any outdoor channel, having to watch them eat. Nobody likes that. There's this one outdoor channel, and I'm not going to mention any names, but they travel around to these amazing places. But unfortunately, they spend so much time with like these super up close angles of them just stuffing their face. Like, I don't want to see their mouths. I don't want to see inside their mouths. I don't want to watch them eat. It's weird. I don't like it. Nobody does. Anyways, I'm rambling. Folks, I'll bring you all back in just a bit. I'm going to sit here, enjoy my dinner, and enjoy the heater. By the way, I have tons of airflow. For one thing, I'm in the back of a truck. This is not airtight. Most people know this, but when you're in the back of a truck like this, it's not the same as like hopping inside of a plastic bag and tying it up. There's holes everywhere. There's air coming in from all over the place. It doesn't matter. Anyways, folks, I'll bring you all back in just a bit. Oh my God. It hasn't even started raining yet. Wow. That's hilarious. Everybody, this tent has been leaking already, and it hasn't even started raining yet. Wow. And holy crap, is this thing small. You all see that? See that puddle of water down there? crazy. Wow. This is hilarious, everyone. Let's talk about the positives first. First off, super inexpensive. Second, it didn't break when I set it up. As far as the positives go, that's it. Now let's talk about the negatives. The seam tape here is really poorly done, but it does look like it's keeping out the water so far. Unfortunately, the entire tent has not been seam sealed. There is a ring that goes all the way around this tent that has not been sealed. As I'm sitting here, I'm literally watching water come inside of this tent. I'm not sure how well you all can see this, but this seam here that goes all the way around the tent, that's where it's leaking from. Yeah, I mean, look at that water coming through. I'm not sure if you all can see that or not, but it is coming through this material. Because the tent is leaking, I'm going to get out of here and go back to the truck. The simple fact is this: by morning, this tent is going to be a swimming pool. I cannot stay here. It's simply not safe. Again, the temperatures right now in the mid 30s. So I can't stay inside of this and get soaking wet. That would be dangerous. So I'm going to pack everything up here and escape to the truck. Oh man, this is fun. All right, folks, it is bedtime. It is 11:44. That tent is ridiculous. It's so funny. The dimensions that the company gives are for the very base of that tent. So like on paper it sounds good. It's over 6 feet long, but inside, I mean, it's right at 5 foot. My feet were sticking out of the door. So 99% of the reviews on Amazon for that tent are complete lies. They're complete garbage. It's so funny. Like, there's a pool of water already inside of that tent. And the thing is this, it really hasn't begun raining yet. The rain's not even here. It's a huge failure. It's super funny. I am slightly surprised though. I mean, I thought it would leak, but not so soon, because it really hasn't even rained yet. Initially, I was surprised that the seams were taped. I did not notice that seam that goes around the body though. It is not taped for some reason. Why would the company even go through the trouble of seam sealing the top, but not the body? It just makes no sense at all. Hey, whatever. Hey, that's how it goes. All right, everyone, I'm going to sleep. I got my sleeping bag here, sleeping pad ready. I have the heating pad on, set for low, comfort time. But I will see you all in the morning. I cannot wait to see how much water is inside of that tent. All right. Good night, folks. See you in the morning. Friends, good morning. It's about 7 o'clock. Hot coffee, breakfast is made. It's been sprinkling maybe for like the last hour or so. but now it's raining. As far as the rain goes last night, it came in waves. Sometimes it would rain rather good, then it would slack off. I can't even imagine what's inside of that tent. Last night, before I went to bed, I was reading some of the reviews for that tent. And this is the best one, okay? This is pretty funny. I'll have to censor this just a little bit. So, this tent is you'll be sopping wet, but not in a good way. 13,500 and now 80 reviews. Previously it was like 70 or something or other. That's part of the reason why I'm starting this series. Multiple reasons actually. So one is to expose these crappy products that people are buying because the feedback's so good. It's all BS. The prices are low. The economy sucks. I mean, people are looking for inexpensive camping tents. That is nonsensical. Another reason is to check out all of the different companies out there. Amazon, Walmart, Academy Sports, Dick's, I mean, so on and so forth. I want to see what they're offering. Are the tents that they're offering the least expensive ones? Are they waterproof? Are they good tents? Or are they simply selling garbage? That's what I want to find out. So again, this is just part one in a bigger series. Cheers, everyone. Still nasty. I reheated the coffee from yesterday. It's not very good. But I'll drink it. As for last night, I did sleep pretty good. It took a while to get the truck all set up, but once I did, I slept pretty good. I would wake up ever so often just hearing the rain fall. All in all, it was a quiet night, no complaints. I went ahead, broke everything down. Now, I should mention this, everyone. When it comes to these cheap tent episodes, these overnight adventures, I'm going to edit these a little bit quicker so that they're not too drawn out. So if you get the feeling that this is a little bit faster in pace than my typical adventure, it is. And that's because the point of this trip is the tent. If I spend too much time doing something else, it would kind of dilute the point of the video. Breakfast this morning is oatmeal, real Termat. This stuff is really, really good. Here's another review, and this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The title of this is The Stakes. The ground stakes just kept falling out of the ground. Could not get any of it to stay up. Gave up. Interesting. This review says, this tent is perfect for a child's indoor play tent. Absolutely not waterproof at all. Used it for a total of 4 days. Out of the 4 days, 1 hour of rain. By the end, it collected a river of 4 inches of water. Anyways, everyone, I'm going to finish up my breakfast, and then here in a second, we'll get out and we'll go check on that tent. We'll get out in the rain. We'll go for a swim. That'll be fun. We have a break in the weather, everyone. Let's don't waste it. Let's check on this tent. The whole thing is soaking wet. Oh my God. That's hilarious. Oh my God. Wow. That's nuts. I've never seen leaking like this before, even from a Stan Sports tent. This is the Champion. This is the LeakMaster 2000. It's a swimming pool. A 5-foot long, 3-foot wide swimming pool. With this tent being a complete failure, being the #1 best-selling camping tent on Amazon, the company lying about every single stat, all of the positive reviews being bull, I'm still not surprised that I was able to buy this on Amazon. Amazon is flooded with garbage. They have no quality control, and the simple fact is they don't care. It's all about money to that company. So my question is, what about other companies? Walmart, Dick's, other sporting goods stores, and so on. Will these other companies sell anything to make a profit, to make money? We'll find out together. If they don't, I'll sing their praises. If they do, I'll make sure to share it with you all. That way you can decide whether or not you want to support these companies. In the end, with the Wakeman Outdoors 2-person tent, 2-person swimming pool, 1-person swimming pool, whatever. This has been rather humorous, actually. This is so funny. I want to say this one more time, everyone. When I was laying inside of this, my feet were sticking out of the front of the tent. The dimensions that the company gives are for the very bottom of the tent at the longest and widest points. Those dimensions do not represent the actual size of this tent. By the way, everyone, I should mention this. You can see that the ground sheet is exposed here at the front, and that's okay. I'm sure someone's going to say, Luke, you didn't tuck it in, that's why it leaked. That's not the case. The slope of the ground here is going this way. That way, the front of this can be exposed, water's not going underneath the tent. And ultimately, it doesn't really matter if your ground sheet is exposed or not. The bottom of your tent should be waterproof. Is the bottom of this tent waterproof? I doubt it. There's nothing waterproof about this tent. Well, everyone, my testing here is done. That pretty much wraps it up for this episode. I'm going to tear this down, put it up, and I'll meet you all in the truck. Yes! Did it. Inside of the truck in the nick of time. It just started raining again. You know, for the most part, I've stayed dry on this trip, and that's pretty nice. That's uncommon, right? Overall, I'm very pleased with this trip. Not only have we exposed Amazon in a way, I mean, this is something I've done already, but at the same time, we're exposing this stupid tent. I guess it's now in the back of the truck. The #1 best-selling camp tent on Amazon. And it's just a raging piece of crap. And at least now, I can post this video and people can at least have a chance. If they go to look this tent up, they will find my video, so that's a good thing. I am looking forward to purchasing cheap tents from other companies. I'm going to be their worst nightmare if those products are complete garbage. Folks, I'm going home. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.